Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first part of our session Taking the Charge Investment Strategies for Women, presented to you in association with Mirae Asset Mutual Fund. In a world where Indian women are making significant strides across various domains, breaking barriers and challenging stereotypes, the financial realm remains a stronghold of male dominance. Despite their active presence in society, women often encounter barriers when it comes to confidently managing their finances and making investment decisions. I'm your host, Anisha Nair Dhawan, and today we will explore how women can assertively navigate this landscape, understanding their unique financial needs, risk preferences, and life goals to embark on a journey towards financial empowerment. Joining us today is to offer us some valuable insights is Tanya Raghav, Manager Product Development, Mirae Asset Investment Managers India. Thank you so much, Tanya, for joining us.
Hi Anisha, thank you for the lovely introduction. The pleasure is all mine.
Tanya, without any further ado, let's get started. Are women active investors today?
Sure. So to answer this, let me throw a few data points to you. So in India, there are over 8 million successful women entrepreneurs. Around 20 in 2022, around 28% management colleges, MBA colleges, received applications to the tunes of 3 lakh plus from women. This number went up to around 4.5 lakhs in 2023. However, in India, there are only one third women which take active investment decisions, and in the US, this number is around 60% of women. So let's dive more into it. You know, I had this conversation with my mother not very far off that she was just telling me that, I really like how nowadays you are in conversation with your father. It's no more about just what you are doing in your life, what's going on in the industry and what's going on in entertainment field, or what's your new shopping spree. The conversations have evolved to a level that now you're also conversating about what are the new investment opportunities, how to invest. You are also at the forefront of this whole investment scenario in India, and also you are actively advising and brainstorming with your father on investments. How should we as a family navigate our investment strategy? My mother has been always been a working woman, but she never had this sort of a conversation that neither anyone she saw growing up in her family had conversations, especially by women, initiated by women, or even participation by women, particularly in investments. So the things are changing. I'll say the glass is breaking, the glass ceiling is breaking for women across domains. But what is it that one thing that stops women from investing? You asked me a very good question that how many women are active investors. Let's see how women have been able to break the glass ceiling for now. So thank you, Anisha, for the wonderful question. So you asked that how many active women investors are there. So let me just throw a few statistics to you. In India, there are around 8 million successful women entrepreneurs. In 2022, around 22% MBA colleges received increased applications from women. In 2023, that number has gone to 32%. And in US, there are around 60% of women who have started actively investing for their retirement. And in India, that percentage is somewhere around 32%, or one third of Indian women. So let's get deeper into it. Let's see how the whole landscape is changing. Is there a breakage in the glass ceiling or not, if I can say? So yeah. So, not very long ago, I had this conversation with my mother, wherein she was telling me that how she feels immense daunted about the investment things that we talk about. She has not really seen up. She's a working woman, but she has not really participated in these investment planning conversations with her father, or now my father, her husband, throughout her life. Despite earning and everything. So the charge of investment sort of was always given to the male member of the family, and now this whole scenario is changing with me being in the industry, with my cousins, even if they're not in the industry, even if they are say lawyers or doctors or some other profession, but they're actively conversating with their brothers, with their fathers about how to go about investments, how to go about their own personal investments, as well as how to go about investments as a family. So even I discuss with my father how should we strategize our investments, make optimum use of it and everything. So I think this is where the glass ceiling is breaking, and it took just one day that okay fine, I want to understand things, I want to learn things, and let's get into it and break this glass ceiling of that I can't understand investments or I can't do investments. So let's see how women in India have broken glass ceiling otherwise. So if we see a trend of the employable percentage of employable women right from 2021 to 23, it was somewhere around 41%, which has now increased to around 53%. The contribution of women to India's GDP is around 18%. Women-led MSME businesses in India are around 21%, and total women entrepreneurs in India are around 8 million, which makes around 14% of the total entrepreneurs in India. And even the labor force participation rate in India has been quite on an increasing end towards 29%. And now there have been even noticed that there have been sectors like IT, financial services, and FMCG, which are dominated by women workforce. So women are India are just they are taking charge. They are going out. They are working. They are building their own lives as per their own dreams and aspirations. So Indian women have an active presence in most spheres. They are really closer to breaking the glass ceiling than they have ever been. If we talk about say 10 or 20 years back, at the time when the previous generation was working, everything was not such so accessible to women, right from education to opportunities. There were a few certain roadblocks in that point in time. However, now that more and more women are coming out in workforce, they are making their presence felt, but especially beyond the domestic range. But money management still continues to be a male dominated terrain. And this is not just me speaking, this is also data speaking. So only one third women in India take investment decisions by themselves, and it's not like that women don't have any active involvement in decision making. If we see household decision making, if I break down the household decision making, what all decisions women tend to make, around 80% in around 80% of household, education of children is taken care by women. In around 70% of household, purchase of groceries and home essential related are also taken by women. Now planning of holidays or purchase of other goods like furniture and your consumer durables, they're also taken care by women around in 55% to 30% of household. However, when it comes to investments, when it comes to maybe buying a property or buying a house for living or financial investment, this ratio is around 25%, which is pretty low when you look at other decision making that women are really involved in. So this then sparks a question that how much are women really saving in India? So it said that around 73% of women are saving less than 20% of their income, and around 50% of women are saving less than 10% of their income. So women, if we are not really actively saving ourselves, here the key word is saving ourselves. What are they really doing, with the monthly income they have or the little savings that they do? So around 65% of them keep it in a savings account. Around 16% give it to family members for further investments decision making, and around 37% keep it at home stacked up for emergencies. Around 16%, which is very little amount right now, very little percentage, invest in financial instruments and financial investment instrument vehicles. So what is it that is stopping women? Because we saw that women are there in the entrepreneurs field. There are 8 million women heading the entrepreneur journey. There are women across science, technology, entertainment, and management fields. Women are heading the company. They are also heading their own households, but they're also at the helm of companies. So, what is it that is stopping women from taking these certain investment decisions? The first and the foremost thing, that is stopping them is the fear of losing savings. So this word fear, I think, if I have to see other fear, if I have to combine some other fears other than losing of savings and the fear of losing savings, that sort of aggregates around 50%. So 50% of women are just afraid that if they make an investment decision and it goes wrong, what are we going to do? It's not going to be right for us. So that is what is stopping them from taking those decisions for investing and for saving. Around 11% to 12% of women say that it's lack of financial awareness that's stopping them from making decisions, and around 30% of women say that they do not have that much of corpus. They are low on initial funds only to start to commence this journey of savings and investment. So what we believe is that women need to be more confident in taking their investment decisions, especially actively. No more passive, no more giving my money to a relative or to a father. And there's nothing wrong in it, but just when you become the in charge of your own money, which you're earning money on your own, you're spending money on your own. So it only makes sense that you make investment decisions also on your own. So taking that active charge of making investment decisions, that gives you some another level confidence boost up. And it's not like women are not involved in the mathematics of it, women are not involved in in general finance and all of that of daily life, or of businesses, of work. But it's just that that fear that I don't know, or what if something goes wrong, that is what is stopping predominantly women, large number of women, from taking care of their own investment. So before we jump on to how to sort of bring up that confidence, let's identify why is it also very important for you to take charge of your own investing. Why is it imperative for you to identify that my since my needs are different, I need to invest in a very different way than from someone else. So let's dive more into it. So how financial needs of women differ. So one has to see financial needs. They arise also from the psychology of women. Women in general are little risk conscious when when you compare to men, or to the other gender, that they are more likely to make sacrifices for an upside potential. So for women, if you're investing with a goal in mind. You're not investing for the thrill of okay fine, how sooner will I see an upside in the investment, or how sooner will I be able to take out money when as and when it grows. It's more about having that confidence that okay, there'll be a potential upside, and also they would rather exchange have a lower risk for a lower return. They would want that my risk profile is maintained at the lower end. Even if I get 1 or 2% for an hypothetically returns less, they'll be fine with it. And for women, it's not about transactional everything. For women, it's about relationships. They are more likely to be receptive to financial advice post establishing trust into a person, post having a positive relationship with the person. That is when they're more receptive to financial advices also. They just don't believe that okay fine, if someone just have a very casual conversation, they're less likely to act on it. Then women are also very careful decision makers. They're gonna analyze things from every nook and corner. They're gonna see okay fine, if I have to invest say 5 lakh of my corpus, what is my immediate need, why do I need to invest it for, what I need to invest it for. So that goal setting comes very natural for women. Hence they are very uh, careful decision makers. And it's more about values for women. They see investment as a tool of reaching life goals. So this is one thing that I've identified with women, that it's always they are saving always for something. It's and it's been going on since forever. Like we used to hear our grandmothers say that okay, let me buy gold for your marriage. It's always with a purpose. You invest, or you invest into something or buy something with a purpose. So women care more about values, more about purpose, than just for the potential upside of it. So this is how the psychology of women relatively differ from that of men. So also financial needs arise out of various situations that women goes through. So there are differentiating factors for women needs also. Women tend to live longer than women tend to have a longer average lifespan than men. Women tend to be also primary caregivers, both for a generation below, for maybe their kids and for a generation above, maybe their parents. This tends to also sort of maybe unwilling, maybe implicitly or explicitly have a career break in between. They also, because of this very career break, they also tend to work part time, where you are not probably getting those similar pays that you could be getting in a full time career. So financial needs also arise out of psychology, but it also arises out of different situation that a woman has to go through her entire lifespan. So one has to understand that, while you identify those financial needs and plan accordingly, but financial planning is always an ever changing and a continuous process. While your investing depends on four things: your financial goals, what you are investing for, what is your risk appetite, how much you are okay to, see the downside of something, then third being the asset allocation, in what all places you would want your investments to go, and for how long you want to invest, that is your investment horizon. But why is it an ever changing continuous process? Because with every life stage it differs. We'll know more about it, later. But what I can tell you is that with every life stage, the risk, the income, and so the investment decisions keep on changing, especially for women. Because for us at every life stage, there are different challenges, there are different things to cater to. So, probably, we'll see more on it, hear more on it in our second part. So, yeah.
So that's quite a comprehensive overview of how women actually think of money and not just investing. Even I remember my mother; she was also working, and when she got a bonus, she also bought gold bangles with that intention that I will give this to you when you get married. So is that thinking changing? That we must, as women, invest only in hard assets. What, according to you, are some of the challenges that Indian women face in the realm of financial management and investment?
Okay, so a few challenges. It starts right from fear of, getting it wrong. So the first and foremost thing that, a lot of women, that is stopping a lot of women from taking active financial decisions or investment decisions is, what if something wrong happens? What if I make a wrong decision? What if I'm not able to make a better decision? So, and that where it stems from is probably from, we tell ourselves, okay, I don't have a lot of knowledge about it. I don't know the nitty gritties of it. So this is one of the foremost thing at the core of it that's stopping women. And your second question, that, are women changing, their investment habits? Those of us, who do invest actively, are those habits getting changed from hard assets to, the softer aspects of, say, mutual funds or, equity or other things? So the answer is yes. Uh, in June of 2023, mutual funds saw one of the highest increase in, SIPs through women. So that story is changing now. We can see that, and also women are also evolving. They're also seeing that, okay, buying gold or, buying a jewelry is good for an investment. Probably, if not, that's something that, one can always question. But good from a point of view that, if you want to give it further. But what about investments which can help you in challenging times? What about investments which can help you lay a foundation of your dreams and aspirations? Say you want to start something of your own. What are those investments that can help you in doing that? So this is how the thinking is also changing pertaining to investments for women.
All right. So, some changes have to come about as women become more independent as well. Now, you mentioned that there is a lack of confidence among women when it comes to taking active investment decisions. What tips would you like to share with new female investors to build their confidence in making such decisions?
Right. So first thing that I would like to say is that have that confidence that you will be able to manage it. You'll be able to do it. There are several things that you once started and you did not have any background knowledge to it. So first and foremost, just being aware about what is going on and what are options you have to invest. So you can just subscribe to any newspaper and just go through their financial or investment columns, that gives you immense knowledge on a daily basis. You don't have to get deep down into books and excel sheets to know all about it. Just a cursory glance at every day on your daily newspaper, that could actually give you a lot of knowledge. And right now I think a lot of us consume Instagram and social media content. There's enough of it there, but of course it comes with a pinch of salt that one has to see the reliability of it. But yeah, I think just emphasizing on gaining more knowledge is something that could help women go further on this.
But does that mean if you have more knowledge, you'll never make mistakes? And should people really, women especially, worry about mistakes? Because
No.
it's not like the end of the world. You can always get out of something which was a mistake.
Precisely, precisely. So having more knowledge, just also there's no end of attaining knowledge. You just can't say that, yeah, now I have a lot of knowledge. I have read so many of books, X number of books. Now I have knowledge. You can do mistakes even after that. So, like you rightly said, you can always get out of a mistake. Also, there are solutions to everything. There are solutions to getting out of a mistake also, or getting out of a bad decision also. So one has to be patient and have that confidence that, yeah, I'll be able to get through this also.
Right. Are there any key differences in the financial needs of women as compared to men?
Right. So, like, I just financial needs for women arise a lot out of their psychology and out of their situations also. So, for men, it's a very broad based thing that, okay, I have to invest maybe for my family and my kids and my career. It's a very natural thing for them. For women, they tend to, overthink a lot about it also, that, okay, will I be making the right decision? If not, then should I do it or not do it also? And then you keep aside your need and you just tell someone else to invest on your behalf, not looking a lot on your needs. Financial needs for women also keep on changing at every life stage. So when you are young, you are working full time, you do not have a lot of responsibilities. But as you grow older, your responsibilities increase, your financial needs also go in a different manner. Probably when you were young, you would find splurging out probably 30% of your salary. Going forward, you wouldn't be able to splurge out that much of your salary. So that way you have to go into investment part of it. So that is how the needs differ with every life stage, with every situation that you come into, especially for women.
But Tanya, for women, they themselves think we are not primary breadwinners in our country, and when they're young, they want to spend, like you mentioned. Even when responsibilities come, sometimes spending is their only way to be able to feel empowered or feel good about themselves. So, what would you say women should do when it comes to their spending habits as well? Should they first put some money aside for investments and then see how they want to spend? How, or should they just go ahead and spend, and then whatever is left can be invested?
Okay, so I think everything should have one approach. Of course, spending is also important. Everyone has certain, lifestyle aspirational needs and everything that, one wants to fulfill. There's nothing bad with spending, first of all. There's nothing bad with splurging. But before you splurge, before you spend budget, what's your income, what's your cash. It's very important to understand what's your cash flow, what's your income that you'll be getting on a monthly basis. Probably you can budget about it. So how, just an example, how you can go about it is that suppose every month I want to buy this new dress for my, for an office, or for an outing, or every month I want to go out that one trip. So how do I go about it? So probably from your you can maintain an income and expense sheet wherein you budget that, okay, first and foremost, 20% or 30% of my salary will be going into investments. This is the corpus, 80% corpus that I have left. If I take out the fixed expense part of it, which is say 50%, and then 30% is left, how do I utilize that 30%? That will also help you in splurging better. You'll be also able to, splurge less or as and when you want to do. But yeah, budgeting is at the foremost forefront of it, that, one should always budget their cash flows, what are their cash inflows and outflows, and accordingly set aside certain amount for splurging, which is not wrong. But also take care of the investment part first, the savings fast first.
Right. Tanya, from all that you've seen, is it true that women are more risk averse when it comes to approaching investments?
Right. Women are relatively, I'll not say they are more, but they are relatively more risk averse. And where does this come from is that, they invest with a goal in mind. It's not that they're just investing for the heck of it, or, they have some money and they just want to put it into investments. They have certain goals that they want to attain with that money. They want that money to grow and do something for them. That is where that need for, having a goal for investing arises from. And why are they relatively more risk averse? So, women would let go maybe a 1 or 2% upside if they see relatively higher risk. Where does that come from is that, this shouldn't hinder in achieving that goal. I am saving for my child's education. That goal is of has more supremacy than the 1 or 2% upside in returns. So that goal investing is also in their mind. It's always in their mind. Our mothers, like you also said, your mother also bought those gold bangles with the goal of, that she'll be passing down to you at some point in time for your marriage. So that goal investing is what drives this risk averse approach of women.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanya, for joining us and talking to us about how women invest, what their needs are, and how goals determine their investment styles. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, to empower women in financial landscape, it's essential to provide tips and support them to build their confidence in navigating the world of investments. Additionally, understanding the key differences in the financial needs between women and men is crucial for developing tailored investment strategies. Observation suggests that women often approach investments with a more risk conscious and careful decision making mindset, further emphasizing the need and importance of fostering confidence and empowering them to take charge of their financial future. This brings us to the end of the first part of this session. Before we sign off, I would like to thank Mirae Asset Mutual Fund for partnering with us on today's session. We'll be back soon with the second part of this session, where Tanya will share insights on having a goal oriented investment approach, financial planning at various life stages, and much more. Till then, stay well and take care.
Thank you for having me.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Read all scheme related documents carefully.